While Henry Ford did not invent the automobile, he did give the average American something more than a horse. He gave Americans horsepower. Ford made the car affordable to everyday citizens. Thus began America's love of the automobile. The history of the automobile is the history of design, engine power, innovation, experimentation, ego, competition, and status. The history of the automobile is forever entwined into the story of America. The campus presents over 435 vehicles exhibited over 90 acres. Gilmore is located in Kalamazoo, Michigan. With 218,000 square feet of exhibition space, it is the largest automobile museum in North America. The collection is housed in 20 buildings, many of which are sponsored by various historical car associations. The restoration of the vehicles is impeccable. The transformation of rusted Mustangs can be seen in the first display room. Visitors can view 60 years of the evolution of the Mustang. It features 16 vehicles, including a Mustang police cruiser. The 1930s saw the rise of the luxury touring car. This Rolls-Royce Torpedo Phaeton is a classic example. No expense or comfort was missed. Adjusted for inflation, the base price was $190,000. This is a 1938 Mercedes-Benz Sports Touring. The Auburn supercharged Speedster could reach 100 miles per hour. This 1930 Cadillac boasted 16 cylinders and fine detailing. The next gallery features cars of the 50s and 60s. This is known as the Woody Wagon. There seemed to be a race on who could use the most wood in the frame. An essential for African Americans traveling during this period was the Green Book. It listed safe places to stop for food and lodging. This is commemorated in a display. The 60s and 70s were the era of the muscle car. These featured large displacement V8 engines, high horsepower, and blistering acceleration. The museum showcases 23 classics. Franklin was a short-lived but innovative manufacturer. They were the first to use air-cooled engines. This made them lighter and more responsive when compared to other luxury cars. They were also the first to make wide use of lightweight aluminum in the frame. The Ford Model A was a second Ford success after 18 years of the Model T. It came in many body styles and colors. This one-of-a-kind wrought iron roadster celebrates America's love of the Model A. There was also a Model AA. It was built on a truck frame for larger, heavier vehicles. It used the same engine as the Model A, but had a 4-speed transmission. Since many Ford owners could easily repair their own cars, complete parts shops were available in most towns. The Cadillac showroom reflects 124 years of design and innovation. A highlight is several iconic pink Cadillacs. This section celebrates what is known as the brass era of the automobile. It was a period when brass fittings were prominent on features such as lights and radiators. This 1906 Columbia 5-seat touring car is the perfect example of the sheer amount of brass used on these vehicles. Roadside diners were essential to the traveling public. This authentic 1941 diner was moved 800 miles to the museum. Gas stations also sprung up along the new highways. The museum has a 1930 Shell station, when gas was 20 cents per gallon. While many owners were able to repair their own cars, others preferred the local garage mechanic. A replica is recreated at Gilmore. This barn displays the original 1941 prototype Jeep. This design was chosen by the military to serve in World War II. This 1948 Crosley was the first truly subcompact car. Pierce Arrow is best known for its expensive luxury cars. This 1931 Series 42 Phaeton is unique in that only 800 were produced. As was common to Pierce Arrow, this 1916 model sports fittings, lights, and radiators made of nickel. Beginning in 1911, Stutz produced high-end luxury and sports cars. This 1924 Packard 143 was driven by a chauffeur and had an elegant passenger compartment. Finally, there is the 1935 Duesenberg Torpedo Phaeton. It had a massive 8-cylinder, 32-valve engine. The chauffeur had access to all gauges. His passengers could read the compass, clock, and, of course, the speedometer. Gilmore tells the story of America through the history of the automobile.